Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Last time we were here we looked at compression fittings, how to fit them, etc, etc. So today what we're going to look at is undoing a compression fitting, mainly removing an olive. So that's the olive, if you remember, and that's what we're going to be doing. So the olive is crimped onto that pipe and we need to get it off. So we're going to look at taking an olive off today. There's 4 ways we're going to look at. So the first method we're going to look at is using your adjustables. So what we're going to do is we're going to undo the compression fitting. We're going to remove it. The olive's going to be crimped onto the pipe and then you're going to have the nut behind it. What we're going to do is we're going to use the spanner to knock the nut just gently underneath the olive, and hopefully that will slide the olive off. So we're going to try that on the pipe that we made last time. So the famous words of Blue Peter, if you're old enough to remember that. Here's one we made earlier. So this is the fitting that we made last week when we looked at the compression fitting. So hold the spanner to stop the fitting twisting, put the other spanner on, and then just unloosen it. Take it off. So you can see the olive's crimped onto the pipe there. So what we're going to do here, slide the nut back up to the olive, and then reduce the size of your spanner a little bit, so that it sits just over the pipe but isn't enough to come off the edge of the pipe. This is quite a delicate one, so what you're going to have to do is hold the pipe and just start to give it a few taps. And as you can see, the olive's off. So as you saw, a few hits with the adjustable spanner pushed the nut on the olive off the pipe. Now this is a good method, it's a quick method, but I've still got the jointing compound on it. Yeah, it's a good method to use. However, what you need to think about is where that pipe goes, what's it soldered to. So I don't really want you to be smashing the nut if you've got a soldered elbow at the bottom of that pipe, because you could break the solder. So use it with a bit of caution. If it's not coming off after a couple of hits, maybe it's not going to come off and you're going to have to think about the second method. So for the second method, what we're going to do is we're going to look at a hacksaw. So this is the olive we're going to be removing this time. And what we're going to do is gently with the hacksaw, cut across the olive, not all the way through, and you need to be very careful you don't catch the pipe. Okay, so let's have a go. So as you can see, we've got the olive there. So we're just going to cut across the olive very gently, very slowly to start. So a couple of little lines to get your groove going. And then once you get that groove, it's a little bit easier to start with a bit more pressure. Remember what we said, we're not going all the way through the olive. A little bit more. Okay, so that's where we're up to at the moment. As you can see, there's quite a good channel in that olive. So we're going to try then. Stick a flat bladed screwdriver in the actual olive and give it a twist. There you go, just split it. And off it comes. There you go. Then you get either your wire wool or your abrasive strip and you give the end of the pipe a quick clean. And there you go, one olive removed. So the next method we have is called an olive puller, and they look something like this. This is made by Monument, it's quite a good one. You have 22mm, unscrew the 22mm. You then have a 15mm. It can be used either with your fingers or it can actually go in an impact driver to use. So let's have a go. So this is what we're going to be removing, this olive here. This has probably been on for quite a while, this one, so this might be quite a difficult one, so a good one to show you. Okay, so get your olive puller and make sure that the thread is all the way to the bottom. Okay, so what we're going to do is put the insert into the pipe, pull the nut up and screw the nut onto the olive puller as far as it'll go. Then all we have to do is to just turn that can be quite difficult, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that, it is slowly coming. And there you go. One olive off. Again, get your grit strip, give the pipe a quick dressing, and it'll be looking good. The only issue you're going to have sometimes is where the olive was, it might make a bit of a ring. Depending on what you're going to be doing, if you're going to be soldering, that there may cause you an issue. So what you may have to do is cut the pipe a little bit lower, solder a new piece on. But just to quickly show you what happens with this. So just unscrew it. So there's the nut and the olive inside. Okay, just because I mentioned it, we'll quickly show you how to use the impact driver on the top. So pull one of the rubber bits off the end of the lever and slide it out. Put it to one side because you will need those again. Make sure you thread the end all the way to the end. So as you can see, that's the olive we want to remove. So slide the nut to the end. Put the remover on, tighten the nut up all the way to the end. Get the impact driver. I like to hold the nut with the spanner, put the impact driver on. Easy as that, simple. As soon as you've used the puller, make sure you put it all back together so you don't lose anything. And it goes back in your toolbox. So the last method we're going to look at today to remove an olive is probably the easiest, the fastest, but probably the most expensive for you guys out there. It's an olive cutter. So essentially, all we're going to do is stick that pipe into the jaws and crimp down on it. So this is the olive we want to remove. Put it on the olive and just give it a little cut. Taking you off, just gonna have a quick look. So you see that V there? That's where it's been cut. And around the back on the other side, and then it just comes off. So there you go. So the olive cutters are available in different sizes as well. So that was the 15, and I have got an 8 as well. So yeah. Okay, so we've had a look at 4 ways to remove the olive today. We've looked at hitting the nut with the adjustable spanner up. I imagine most of you will have an adjustable spanner, so that's not going to cost anything to do. We then looked at the hacksaw, cutting across the olive, making sure you don't score the pipe. Again, I would imagine most of your hacksaw in your toolbox, it's not going to cost you anything again. The third method was with the olive puller. We're starting to get a little bit more specialist here. I think this was about 15 to 20 pounds, made by Monument, very good tool. And then the last one was the olive cutter. Again, very specialist this one. You're probably looking at about 25 to 30 pound for these. So yeah, that was all for today, guys. Remember to hit like, hit subscribe, follow me for some more videos in the future. Brilliant, thanks, take care, bye.